Hey, and welcome back to the second episode of the Gratitude Project 53 series. I'm so excited to be talking to my friend Kelly O'Connor. We have been friends for a very long time, and we met in our 20s. We are now not 20, and I'm so excited for you to hear all of the amazing things that we have gone through in life, the hard conversations, the joyful moments, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Okay, welcome back. We are on episode 2 of our gratitude series, and I'm here with my friend Kelly. We have known each other for a very long time. Kelly O'Connor, formerly Kelly Keebler of USC volleyball fame. And so, yes, I just want to have a conversation. Like, you are one of my longest standing friends. In addition to some people from college, but I am grateful for you. You were on the Gratitude Project 53 list.
Thank you.
Thank you. List. And we've known each other just for so many different seasons of our lives. Which is what makes it really cool for me, because you have been there for almost all of the bad decisions.
I wouldn't say bad.
And here we are.
I was going to say it's one of the things I'm most grateful for, because you have the full perspective of, you know, the laughter of when you're younger and the funny things you did when you were younger, down to like, this is really hard. We're having kids, or like things are mattering differently now, and having to grow up, and then getting older and sharing that with, I don't want to say, oh, we're so wise, but the wisdom or the experience that life brings you. I think it's so rewarding.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, all the seasons, all of the conversations, I think that's so valuable. I don't think you can think of, like, it's not possible to think what you're learning in that moment when things are hard, which is what you were saying with the wisdom. It's like, There is wisdom. It doesn't feel like wisdom until you're like through it. But yeah, there's been so many things that have just been a part of our friendship. But I kind of want to start with the beginning of our friendship, because it's actually really funny, and we're unlikely friends, actually.
I was going to say, if you gave me $100 and said, Kelly, when you're 20 years old or 19, whatever we were, and I'm going to give you $100 for who you're going to stay friends with, I wouldn't have put $100. I wouldn't have put $100 on us.
That's fine, because I wasn't going to put $100 on us. I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, I wouldn't have put $100 on us. So yeah. I think the really cool thing is, you never know with the people you meet and how lives intertwine and whatever. But yeah, no, from the beginning, I'll let you start, and I'll jump in if it's...
Okay, so I'll just start, but I always get fuzzy. Like, I get fuzzy around the, like, I feel like you do the middle part better.
Okay.
So, first of all, I did wear a bow in my hair in honor of that first meeting.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
So I have a nice ribbon. Actually, this is more of a ribbon, less of a bow. But so we were selected to try out. We hadn't tried out yet, to try out for the national team World University Games. I don't even know if they do it anymore.
I'm going to go one step before that.
You're going to go.
I'm going to go Olympic Festival. Can we go Olympic Festival?
We knew each other from Olympic Festival. You can start there.
So
which they don't do anymore.
No, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
So we played in the Olympic Festival, which was getting college people together, and from different colleges, different parts of the nation, and you were divided into 4 teams, and you competed, and it was just a way to play. And so, being from California, I didn't understand perspective back then that the center of the world is not California. But what I didn't know is that Texas thought they were the center of sports in some regards. There was a healthy confidence of where we came from.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. And so here came this girl with a bow.
That's me.
That was my same position. You would say it's your position, you know. And who was this girl that thought she was so cool, and really it was that you were good. And maybe back then couldn't recognize, oh, she's really good. Maybe I could learn from her. Or, wow, let me study her style game. Like, you don't think that when you're 19.
No one's doing that.
Who's this girl with the bow in her hair that's coming and thinking she's cool.
And I will also say, having grown up, so I grew up in Austin, Texas. Having grown up in Texas, I had the center of my world was Texas volleyball. And then I went to play in Georgia. And so then I thought, well, actually the center of the world is the SEC. However, when you don't grow up in California, and especially back then, your whole scope of volleyball, the whole center of what it actually was California. Because back then we had like Volleyball Magazine, we had any team who was anybody back then was SC, UCLA,
Stanford, Long Beach State.
Yeah, that was volleyball. Yeah. So rightfully so.
Well, thanks.
And I think we all were like, anybody who didn't grow up there was like, yeah, California's really got it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
So I knew of you, you knew of me.
Yep.
And I didn't like you. And so my teammate, Mika, played with you on a team, and you got selected to, what was it before? National Team A?
It was something like that.
A national team thing. You had already traveled. And then we got selected for World.
To try out, yeah. Yep. And
to try out for the team. So there were 20 of us maybe to make 12? Was there 15 of us? 16 of us?
Because they didn't bring any, did they bring any national team people? No. So it was just all college kids. Yeah.
So we had a list. We got mailed a list because back then it was mailed to you or mailed to your coach. And you had to open the list and see who you were trying out against. And there it was, Priscilla Pacheco.
Yep.
And I was like, oh gosh, Priscilla. And Mika was like, she's really nice. And I was like, blech.
Yeah. And actually Mika saying that is awesome because nice would have been a stretch back then. Like, let's be honest.
Maybe she said cool.
Maybe she said cool. She's fine or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, so we then go to try out in
Gainesville, Florida.
And were we never in LAX? I feel like we were in LAX at some point.
We were in LAX flying from Florida to Japan. But that was after the fact.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, we had to get everybody in the van to get to where we were going. And this is where I lose the part of the storyline, so you can finish it up from there.
So we hadn't met. I didn't like you. You probably didn't even know I existed.
I didn't know.
You knew nothing.
I had main character energy. I didn't know anybody else existed.
And so we had to open up a van to get transported from the airport to where we were going. And
the door opens.
And
I think that I was fine, and I'm like, hey, you can sit next to me. But that's where it's all fuzzy because you say that did not happen, that I was not nice, and I was looked at you like, side eye.
Yes, and didn't want to sit in the van, and so it began. And it's one of those of you tell yourself a story, Priscilla Pacheco. The door opens and there's Priscilla Pacheco. So that's where I was like, oh gosh, seriously?
Yes.
So we weren't friends and we were in competition.
Yep.
What I remember next happened was we played and I was like, I'm going to dig this chick. Like, cause I think defensively that's where my confidence lied. And I couldn't dig you. And I remember it was the start of me shifting of like, she's good. Like, she's really good. Because I was going against Elaine Youngs and all the greats of UCLA and Stanford and Bev Oden and, I mean, all these people. And I couldn't dig you. And I was like, okay, like, she's not overrated. She's not overrated, whatever. So anyway, I digress.
But it was fun because I think eventually we were put in situations where we were like forced to hang out in Japan. And we ended up like leaving the little athlete village and going to, I don't even know where.
The Blowfish Bar.
The Blowfish Bar somewhere in Japan. No business, two people going out.
The only thing,
I
have to cut you off because the one thing you forgot is we were both outside hitters.
Yes.
And there came a time where you picked your number.
That's right.
And we were both number 3 in college.
Yeah. And I just was like, just so you know.
She was number 3.
Number 3.
So I had to be number 6, I think.
Which is twice. Which you ended up starting, so it ended up working out.
No, but it was there were little pecking orders along the way. You didn't know whatever that began. Well, then we get to Japan, and that's when we kind of got forced through experiences.
Yep.
And uncomfortable situations, which I would say is a really cool part of our story, is getting, and what I'm grateful for is to have watched you and I go through hard, uncomfortable situations and always find that anchor back to trying to grow through it, share it together, whether it's, conversations, whatever. And so I think that was probably our first defining moment was, okay, here we are in this uncomfortable situation. I only got you, babe.
Yeah.
And you got me, babe, and that was all we had. And then going, wow, we actually have a good time together. Priscilla's really funny. Oh, she's really good. She's really funny. She's, all of that. And so it began.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what's interesting is like you don't know what you don't know in those moments. Like I had no idea I'd be the kind of person who would be curious about growing and learning and all of these things. Like I just no idea I was going to be the person that I am today, because I'm so far away from what I was back then. But there's a lot of gratitude in that. I think it's just a matter of like you see somebody and you do make assumptions, but then am I willing to like ask a few questions? Am I willing to get curious about this person? And I feel like that was kind of the beginning part of it. Yeah. Which we have grown through so much. I think that curiosity, led Rich and I to move out to Arizona, where you and Brian were already living. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought we'd still be here? Yeah. 18 years later. Yeah. But I think all of those things leading into sort of having kids and the way we've chosen to do that. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about like our specific choices or your choice for parenting. Sure. We both decided not to like work full time, especially when they were little. Well,
and one thing cements back to me, I'll have to flip back to our 20s, is I don't remember the age. It had to be, I'm going to guess 27, 28, if I have this correct. But it's where faith united us in our 20s. Yes,
Azusa.
And I think that we shared faith in our 20s, set a foundation that regardless of how different or wherever we would go, we shared that journey together. Yep. And that's probably where that cemented our friendship. So having that basis of faith, mine being from watching someone die of cancer, right? Yours being different circumstances, and able to share that. Again, another hard, uncomfortable situation that we went through together. I think that launched us when we became married, families, having kids, raising kids, of saying, okay, we've done some hard things together, right? And now we're going to start thinking about the next hard thing, which is, how do we want to parent? How do I want to show up as a mom? What are we doing here? And so I think I didn't know I was choosing the harder road to start. Yeah. But I think I was choosing an intentional road that I wanted to, from having been a teacher, I wanted to set my family life or our family life up the best I could by being present. Yes. And I knew the difference from being a teacher and presence didn't just mean staying home, because there are many moms that work. So I don't want to, alienate anybody, but being as present as I could be through all the processes of motherhood. And so I think we had a lot of discussions of, what are we doing? The blessing, I think, of us is we don't just follow. Yeah. We've kind of marched to our own drum. Yep. And not always the same drum, even us, but like we've marched to our own drum and really thought about it. So I think, I don't know if that answered.
Yeah. I think that what I think is interesting, and we've talked about this a lot, is the former student athlete, the former college athlete, there is a different like ethos. And I'm not saying it's better or worse. When you said like a lot of moms went back to work, I wasn't the kind of person who could do both. Right. Like I'm a little bit, I don't want to say all or none, but I'm definitely like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it really, really well. And I cannot, some people can. Yeah. God bless them. Some people can do it. I cannot split myself off to do two things well.
Yeah.
I'm just not capable.
Yeah.
And so that was really a big decision for me, was like, I know I can't work and be present at home. I don't have enough reserves for that. So I think you and I talking a lot about that over the years has helped a lot of decisions we've made. Like, this is hard. And again, like, we have a different mechanism, I know you have a word for it too, that just drives us, that's really tough sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I call it my machine. It's what allows me to push and go and grind and grit my teeth and just almost it's not, I wouldn't say numb, but be able to like push through.
Yes.
I mean, I guess it is numbing, but push through situations to be able to just be there, make it happen or whatever. And that's another thing we can talk about later is growing up in terms of being in 50s is getting back in touch. Actually, it's been since my 20s trying to be back in touch, because the machine works really well for sports.
Oh yeah.
Grind, push, all of that doesn't work so well in a marriage, does not work well as a mother. And so really trying to redefine what I am as a human instead of the machine. And so that's getting in touch with feelings or checking in. How am I actually? How are my kids? The relationship didn't matter when we first met. It was, we're going to outperform one another. And then you flip it to a family and you're like, it does not work. Like,
it does not work.
It does not work.
And I think that has been the blessing and the gratitude of having you so close, literally almost just within a mile the entire time we've been in Arizona from each other, is that the understanding that, like, even if I have like a full on tantrum over something, like, you understand that. And understand why we can get so far out. I think one of the biggest, like, kind of, contrast is that as I'm, the mechanism or the machine is sort of like, I'm growing through that. I am still actively coaching girls to access that. And so it's tricky because, like, I don't use that almost ever. There are moments, like this book needed me to access the mechanism to get something done. There'd be deadlines, there'd be things to do. But it's a very specific thing to female athletes because of how we're coached, who we're coached by, almost ignoring what our body feels like so that we can do the thing.
Do you have a word for it? Sorry to interrupt.
I think mechanism. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. What's interesting is early on, I think in our 20s, when we were both like working full time, there were times when we were like, the whatever that was stopped, and we were in the dark place. I think I remember talking through like even seasons of like depression and not even knowing what depression was. Not knowing what anxiety was. Like no clue. No language for that. And so even just today where we're sitting, like understanding the language of like, oh my word, like this is so different. I would love to hear from you, like, because again, every single young girl I coach has it and I can see it. I love it. Honestly, I still love it a lot. I also know at the age of 50 for myself, it takes a lot of work to get through it. But what would you say to young girls and young athletes or college athletes or someone even just coming out of playing and going to work, like, that maybe isn't aware of that or is open or curious to what questions to ask?
What would I say? I think I would say that it is a beautiful journey. It's a lot of hard work but it's really cool when you look back and you realize you got to play, or you got to be a mom, or you got whatever your experience is, like, which God designs and you're meant, whatever. But it's a journey. And so it's not easy, but it's really cool if you just keep going and keep curious and keep growing. Like, it's usually a better plan than you could ever write. Like, it's okay that ends, whether that be motherhood or playing or a job or whatever, like all of those things are going to change, and you're going to learn so much about yourself, kid, like how exciting that is. And it's my friend Susan always said, you got one shot on this roller coaster. And that sticks in my mind a lot. Of you got one shot to be an athlete, go be it. Go be the best one you can be.
Yes.
Okay, you got one shot to be in your 20s working or whatever you're doing, starting a family. Okay, like be there. Yep. Enjoy it. Okay, you got one shot to, do this job opportunity. Like go be there. Go be where your feet are right now, and just like there's so many things that are going to happen. It's a cool journey.
Yeah. I still love that chapter of my life. I look back sometimes and I'm like, it's pretty wild. I think you and I were both fortunate enough to not only play club volleyball, but we also had the ability to go and play in college in really good, powerful programs.
Yeah.
And then we got to play professionally. And we got to continue almost to when it was like our decision to say, I'm good, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I think that is really cool because we got to close that chapter kind of on our own terms a little bit.
Yes.
And I don't know if everybody gets to do that.
Well, I was even thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so fun. Like, it's the best. Well, in the moment,
it's the best.
Like it's the best. But there was a time when I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I want a real life. And now I'm in real life and I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's why we're like, go play.
But there is a time that it ends, all of that. But I think, and those years for me personally were so key. And that's some of my gratitude are the coaches and people that believed in me when I didn't know to believe in myself or didn't understand the opportunities that they gave me because they saw something in me and gave it a name, and that it's impactful.
It's huge.
And it doesn't have to be on a sports team.
Yep.
It can be in regular life, which is one thing that means a lot to me as an older person. Like, try to see something in each person that you can name for them. That's a virtue or a character trait or something that can launch them maybe to see that in them. Yeah. Because I'm eternally grateful for a lot of the people in my life that did that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you said something earlier, kind of made me think through it. It was like we get excited about what they're doing, what these young people are doing, and you and I both have kids the exact same age. So we have 2 high school graduates, high school seniors, and then 2 high school freshmen. And I think one of the biggest things and one of the biggest ways that you kind of changed my thinking, although I was kind of like already headed down that path anyway, was through education. Oh, yeah. And you guys homeschooled early. Yep. And we are homeschooling a little bit later, so through like the middle school to high school years. Yeah. And that has been an amazing journey. You gave me a lot of confidence to do it because I kept thinking like, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, and really it was just this like, trust your instincts. Yes. Trust who you are. You're the mom that they need. So talk to me a little bit about that homeschool journey for you, and just like that, hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. They don't have to do these lessons or this, whatever. Yeah. It's going to be fine.
Well, the biggest thing is thinking about education differently. Mm-hmm. So we are all homeschooling as parents. We are our kids' number one teacher, whether we realize it or not. And I knew that from being a teacher. Like I could, and I think even in coaching, I'm sure you could coach these girls all you want, but their home life draws so much to, their mindset or whatever. So first is you were homeschooling before you knew you were homeschooling. Mm-hmm. And it's how you act, what you do more than what you say, or the education piece. I see a fly. Sorry,
it's there.
Good job, yeah. And so I used always the word permission. I had an opportunity to go be hands-on with our kids when we were younger out in nature. And I knew that being in Arizona, we'd be sitting inside doing worksheets, which went against all that I thought about fostering a love of learning, a love of being a lifelong learner, a love of reading, a love of thinking, slowing down, doing things your own way, whatever. And so I had our preschool teacher that actually gave me permission because I think she saw in me my own anxiety of like, this isn't a right fit for us, but everybody else is going to school. I mean, I toured a school and I remember just getting teary-eyed going, I can't, this doesn't feel right. And so finally, when I got permission to say, just go, there's nothing, she told me, there's nothing in this classroom that I can give her that you can't give better in Tahoe doing your thing. Like,
that's amazing.
You know, and so, that was a gift she gave me. So that's really great. If it passed on to you, you know, permission or confidence to say, you are what they need. You are what they need. And then, it was the best. It's the best to homeschool.
It's so fun.
To take yourself off the mouse wheel, the hamster wheel, and just get to be present fully.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best thing we ever did. I am so grateful for that.
Yes, I am so grateful as well. And yes, it did transfer. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it did transfer to us because it was especially that permission. Again, when you're coming from college sports and like this, you know, performative worldview, and I've got to do this and there's results and whatever.
Yeah.
To actually say, oh, I have a choice. I have a voice in all this. I can do this.
Yes.
And honestly, to trust that it's going to be fine.
Oh, it's the best.
It's been amazing.
I will say it is rewarding to watch you and your family and your kids. I just, as like with my teacher brain on, I just chuckle all the time. Like, it is a hoot to watch you all do your thing, homeschooling. Like, it is very rewarding, and I'm very grateful for that because I know the timing was right for you to do it now.
Yep. I know. And in the beginning, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't quite have enough confidence in myself, confidence in what we could do. Rich traveled so much when they were little. I think it would have been a lot harder, but so I think that's a really big piece of, I always think through that and am super grateful of that encouragement. Again, we don't always know in the moment what we're grateful for, but it's just that little nudge to say you can do it.
Yes.
Or that little nudge of, like you're saying, sharing a word with somebody of something that you see.
Yeah.
That can change a total direction for somebody.
Yeah.
Is amazing.
Well, and I'm even grateful to see it more. I think COVID changed too, because we homeschooled back in COVID, like in middle school 1 year, and I had a different instinct. Like it wasn't helping my kids be their best versions or, you know, whatever. And I am grateful there's more, it just seems more normalized right now to do it, I guess. You know, and I'm grateful for that because I think as moms, that's really important. You and I talk a lot about that for sure.
And I think for people, I think for our listener, just kidding. Hi, Rich. I think for our anybody who is listening, it's that is so big. And I think sometimes, I hate to say this because I absolutely love sports and I love female athletes, but sometimes we kind of stuff our intuition down, or we push
100%.
it down, our instinct about something. For the greater good of the whole team.
Yes.
And I spent a lot of time with my kids developing their individuality before I even started feeding them team mentality.
Yes.
Because I needed them to know how they were going to contribute.
Yeah.
And if you are force-fed sort of team intuition too soon, you have no idea what your voice is.
Yes.
You don't know what that intuitive goodness, it's there for a reason. Yeah. Like we have that for a reason. And so, that's been one of the biggest blessings of this whole thing is like, who are they so they can go contribute in a really big way to the teams they'll be on someday.
Yeah. And I think, how do I say it? I think that the sports, it was so great for us, all of that. And what's been really cool is to allow our kids along the way to have different interests. Yep. Even within us growing up, 20s, talking about what we want, changing, allowing for growth, evolution, all that kind of stuff. And then to see that our kids were able to choose things along the way at different ages that versus, well, you got to be this. Right. Or you got to go to this school. You have to fit into this box. It was more like, let's show you within our home all the different things that you are or could be or choose or hats to try on. and then you're going to get to figure out. I think that's something different about us. I don't think you and I have ever forced our kid
Yep.
to go to a certain school. Doesn't mean they're in charge and that we haven't overlooked it and made the final decisions, but I can't think of anything that we have long-term forced our kids to do that wasn't working for them.
Yeah. It's funny because we did expose them to things that most kids aren't going to get to see. Like, because of the access we get to certain coaches or certain sports programs. I mean, my kids have seen the inside of like Georgia locker rooms that people don't get to go into. Like when they were little, they get to see the inside of all that. They get to see the football field, step on the field. My son Joaquin kicked a football through the uprights on Sanford Stadium. Like they've just seen things. And so I think it wasn't for lack of trying. Trust me, it's like if they would have been two little bulldogs, that'd have been pretty cool. But they aren't. And I think they're cool anyway. Like I think that's the willingness to let go of like, what do I want for my kids, and say, actually, who are they? And nurture those special things, those special gifts, qualities, whatever, I think. Which again, let's put it this way, the mechanism or the machine or whatever it is helped us to be really great moms. Yeah. And because it's the same intentionality, it's the same standard of excellence. Yeah. It's the same, like, I don't know how to do this. Where do I learn that? Well,
I'm curious if, like, okay, I have the machine for sure. For whatever reason, I also think we've always had a curiosity.
Yes.
And I think the machine without the curiosity is very dangerous.
Yes.
Or could be very, young girls, like they're compliant, they work hard, they push their body past maybe where they should, they get injured, all that kind of stuff. But if you have a little bit of an attitude, like a little bit, and then you have a little bit of curiosity or a lot of curiosity, I think the combination of that, I mean, that's why I love my conversations with you, because it's like, okay, you're a hard worker, you're focused, like you do things. I'm like, oh my gosh, how does she create all this stuff out of nothing? And you make it happen. But there's a curiosity with the machine that allowed you to make that happen. And I think that's really important. Mm-hmm. Really important.
Yeah. I love that. I love that distinction, because that is absolutely important. That is absolutely the distinction. Of someone who puts their nose down and just goes for it and like obliterates everybody in their path versus like. Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it if we weren't curious. Like if we didn't take a step back, because there's times I think we've been like, oh my gosh, like because I'm more empath, and I'm like, oh, I'm sick of feeling, I'm sick of taking on that. But that drives a curiosity in me too. Yes. Right? Of what is it that like for this person? What, when I step back and use curiosity instead of just my empathy, okay, do I really need to be in this situation? Do I not? Do I need it? Whatever. But I think, I think that's not always easy, I guess is my point. No, because you have to do something about curiosity. It's one thing to be like, oh, I wonder, ... And then the next thing is like, I wonder, and then like, could I pull that off? Could I try that? And that's hard. Yeah. Well, speaking of curiosity, we have both navigated coaching high school and club, and coaching both indoor and beach. And I won't go too much into our coaching endeavors, but that I think also was really cool to do that part and also really get to see the other side of it. Yeah. At an older age. Yeah. We weren't 25. I think, thank goodness. God. Thank goodness. But getting to coach people from their perspective of being a mom and like seeing those girls as somebody's child, somebody's daughter. Yeah. What a fun time. That was, very quickly that we were like, we're not going to coach anymore, but we did it. And that, I feel like that was one of the coolest things to do, was coach young women with the lens of, this is somebody's daughter. How cool is this? Yes. Yeah. And understand the dignity that's important there, understand. And I think again, when I was a teacher, I was like, oh my gosh, I give too much homework. Now I understand, like, why would you ever give homework other than read? Sit in your mom's lap and read. Yes. Like, that's your homework. But as a mom, to be able to say, this is somebody's kid. What would I have wanted in a program? What would I want for my kid? Oh my gosh, it's the best. It's the best. I have so many coaches that were on my list, and I hate to say it was some list. Like I just want to live this out forever. Like I want to do this forever. I think I did it in like thank you notes. I was really like a big thank you note person.
Yeah.
And I was really big like thank you, because I grew up in Texas. Everything is thank you, yes ma'am, no sir, whatever. And so I feel like I've always been this way of sharing the gratitude. But I mean this next level of it has been so rewarding, and I have so many coaches who were on there that like really saw me as somebody's kid and somebody's daughter, not just like, what can this person do for my team?
Yeah.
I was never an asset. I actually wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
I was an asset to some people, but there were some people in my life, and I mean not asset like an asset, but like an actual like transaction.
Oh, okay.
I like my college coaches, like I was not a transaction to those people.
Right.
My high school coach, I did not feel like a transaction to her.
Yeah.
And I think that's for us when we were coaching.
Yes. Oh,
they were not transactions. They're going to help me win a state championship. It was like, like how can I encourage you in your path? How can I tell you the things I know you're not hearing?
Yeah.
How can I offer dignity and respect? And
well, and looking back, what matters? I mean, okay, we just look through pictures and it's like, okay, it's the people.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's fun to win though. I don't ever want to take away that the point of sports, like it's really fun to win, and I don't want to sound...
You focus on the process, but if you're not winning,
I don't want to lose.
I don't want to play.
Yeah. But what is the most precious? The people. And so I think when you look back and you're like, wow, that person helped me get to the next step. So I understand that, to get to coach and say, you guys are what's important. And yes, we're going to focus on quality reps, and we're going to have a great culture, and we're going to better this place, that leave it better than we found it, and all of those wonderful things that sports can teach, to get to try to pass on the people instead of just be the coach that's like, win, you're subbed out, like, or whatever, to show up that way and teach, hopefully pass that on, because that's the beauty of sports.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, I've been on the other side of a lot of it, and like, it's not that fun.
Well, and whether people want to think about it this way or not, like, as a coach, you're always working something out in your life that you either got or you didn't get.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And if you haven't worked some things out, it's going to come through your coaching. And if you have, it'll come through your coaching, which is why I'm grateful for coaching in my 40s and not my 20s, because I had worked so many things out. Sports and coaching was never only about, just, the winning.
The drill.
Yeah. As an athlete, I wanted to win everything. As a coach, I was had so much more grace.
Yes.
As a coach, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
So let's shift gears. What are you currently doing in your world? I think it's cool. I know.
I love it.
It's a lot of heavy mental and emotional work.
Yes.
But I guess for female athletes that like, we're kind of like the life cycle of it. Like we've done all the different little things. And
yes. So I currently am working in hospice. So I am a fitness instructor, activity coordinator, I guess. So I go into group homes of elderly, those that are dying, and I get them to move. I try to find joy that I can bring to them. And I am a companion with them, so to speak. But I work for a company that's a lot of fun, because I do think she has her priorities straight of trying to bring them dignity and how we show up for them. I have resigned at 52 that I am a teacher, whether I'm teaching volleyball, teaching second grade, teaching hospice patients, like it's what I'm called to do. And so I go in and get them to move and breathe and smile and unfortunately see the end of life quite a bit. Just had a dear man pass Monday from cancer and watched that journey. But they are the bravest, strongest people I know. I'm learning a lot, and that's my classroom now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I get to hear your stories all the time. It's homeschool.
It is. I tell them we're homeschooling, because we're not just going to be in front of a screen. And it's a little bit.
Even at 85, screens are not good for us, just like we know that they are not good for us when they're younger.
and most don't want to be in front of a screen. And that's where aging is tough. And most, the best part is they bring a simplicity to life, because they grew up without phones. And so it's the conversations they hear about my kid's life. Like they know tonight is state finals and we're going to the game and they're like, we're going to think of you and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, screens are not good, but there's a lot to share that we are not listening with our elderly. And so I feel blessed and grateful that I get to walk into a room and learn so much from them.
Yes.
Yes, but there's funny stories too. Like,
yeah,
they also tell you how they feel.
Well, you've built vegetable gardens. You have done painting. You've done, some of my favorite ones are the stories where maybe a nonverbal person like hears a song and they start dancing.
Yes.
Or moving their bodies,
Yes.
even if they're bound to a wheelchair, they
Yes.
start moving, or singing their songs.
Yes.
And I mean,
Music is huge.
music is huge. I think
Yeah.
there's so many things just full circle that we could be doing all the time that we forget about, which is like, again, planting a garden, art, music,
Storytelling.
conversation, storytelling. And those are just, it doesn't matter. It's universal, and it doesn't matter if you're 2 or you're 85.
Yeah.
It's
Today, I taught class earlier, and I was doing our gratitude at the end. We always end with breathwork and gratitude to
that's
Claire de
great.
Lune. I don't know if you know that song.
I love Claire
And
de
they
Lune.
all have either
Yes.
played it on the piano because they all used to take piano,
Yes.
or their mom did. So it's
Oh my
a cute
gosh.
song. But we were doing our breath work and our gratitude at the very end, and I said the beauty of this age, wherever you're at, is find that happy place or that memory that you want to remember again today. And you don't just have to relive it once and it be gone. You get to relive that joy or that peace or that happiness over and over and over again. And so it was really cool to hear their stories of what they were remembering. And we all remembered things at different ages, but the gratitude, they have it.
Yeah. And it's all about those relationships and the connections all through life. We always need it.
Relationships and experiences.
Yeah. We don't ever not need to hear that. We don't ever not need to have someone sit and listen.
Yeah.
We need it forever.
Yes.
And that's kind of the gist of this whole project, is to not just think about gratitude, not just put it in a journal, but to like walk across the street or sit with somebody or have a dinner or have a meal, or, even if it's just Zoom, that's all you can do. Just have the conversation. Because again, we aren't very good mirrors for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we don't know what other people think unless they come tell us. We don't know what impact we're making unless someone comes to tell us.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one should have to go through life without knowing they've made an impact somewhere.
Yeah.
It's been a really fun journey for me, and that's the hope for the book, is that people go out and do it.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's an energy for sure. And I'll share with you, knowing my dad was just sick and in the hospital and all of that. And I knew part of his healing was going to be when he was in that hard time, remembering and accessing that part of not only his mind, but his how it feels in his body, to be grateful or at peace or excited about something again. And so we did, okay, Dad, here's your blood pressure. Okay, Dad, here's your oxygen level. Okay, Dad, what's your gratitude of the day?
That's cool.
And he couldn't find it took him the first couple days. He couldn't find it. Wow. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's sitting in, and how many of us at different times in our life are sitting in those moments where you're like, I can't even access that right now because I'm so stressed, scared, sad, whatever it might be. And so now when I see him, he's like, guess what I'm grateful for? And that's that energy that you can shift in one another.
Yes.
I think your book taught, the different things you do for people, it does. It's a lifeline, 100%.
Yeah, it is. And again, especially I think of the population and the people that you work with, how isolated they can be and how alone they can feel.
Yeah.
And so, what a blessing to be able to go in there and do homeschool. I just think they've got to be having a ball.
We map
Nice.
where they've been, tell stories of it. Like,
It's so
where do
good.
you want to go?
That's so
They
good.
want a lot less the older you get. It's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
If there's somebody, and then we'll close with this, but if there's somebody that you would in the next 6 months go and spend time with and go sit with and really share that a moment of gratitude, is there someone that comes to your mind that you think of?
Yes. So it's my college coach, Lisa Love.
Okay.
And the reason why is I have not seen her since a few years out of college, I guess maybe my 30. I mean, it just seems forever that I have not seen her. And I text her all the time when I'm like, hey, I want to thank you, for changing my life, for believing in me at a critical time in my life. And so I thank her. And the last time, I think it was her birthday, I sent her a note and she said, please reflect on whoever taught you to be grateful, because that gratitude serves the world so well.
She's so good.
And I'm like, and she goes, I think it's your mom. Like, thank B if B's the person, or something to that effect. Yeah. And I was like, I just want to sit with her and talk, like, because there's a gap of like, let me show you what your little actions did and how this has manifested, you know what I mean, in my life. And I haven't been able to sit with her. Other people I've been able to sit and talk with or whatever. So she's probably on my list of people.
Put a date on it.
Oh, I've talked with my assistant coach. We're going to go.
Okay, good.
So we are going to find a time to go to Kentucky and meet her and have that conversation. So my assistant coach is like, I'm going with you. Yeah. And I said, okay, let's do it.
Oh my gosh. Because I did this and I went to see my head coach, I'm telling you, it was one of the most rewarding things in my entire life. And my assistant coach was the one who said, do it, go do it. And she, as soon as she told me that, she said she went and talked to him, and then I was like, I got to figure out how to get out there.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you, just the most rewarding thing ever. And literally the same person.
Yeah.
I mean, they're older, but still, are you kidding? Like, and Lisa Love is just a total, like, legend, rock star person.
And I'll tell you what, being a teacher, it meant as rewarding and grateful as you were, I bet it was tenfold for Jim.
Oh, I don't even know.
Think about it. I mean, it just...
What a guy. He said, he said at the very end, he goes, next time bring a few more people with you. Like, like, you're fun, but bring somebody else. Like, let's have a whole group over here. So I think that would be hilarious if we could all figure out how to get over there.
I would say that's the teacher or coach's top priority would be, let me see my people. Let me hear what's going well for your life. Like, how are you? I think that would,
Well, because we know as coaches, when we see our former athletes, we're like, oh my gosh, like, we're so excited what they're doing, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. Awesome to see. Yeah.
So, well, thanks a lot for coming over.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the 1 mile trek over.
Yes.
It's amazing. We've been friends for, as long as we have. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I know there'll be a season when we aren't a mile apart, and I won't think about that yet, but that will soon probably be a reality for us. But so grateful that you have been with the Tallman family for, like, most of it. Like, literally.
Right back at
We got 20 years to go. We still have many years to go.
I mean...
We got to take all the trips we didn't take when we were homeschooling.
Right. Yeah. No, it's been wonderful, and gratitude right back at you. Like, inspiring, safe, challenging. There's a comfort, though. I don't know how to explain it. A comfort of knowing Priscilla, and all the Tallmans, but Priscilla and I have known so much about each other for so long, and that length of time, I'm incredibly grateful to be loved through. So.
Yeah.
Right back at you.
And weddings together. Oh my gosh. Cats. So much. Anyway, super grateful, and
Onward.